All right. Well, good afternoon, everyone. Owen Fritzen here with you on a what do we got? We're Friday afternoon. Sorry about that. Friday afternoon. I do know that the warnings are being cut off at the bottom. They're going to fix that here in just a moment. Apologies for that. Here, we'll kind of raise that up just a little bit. There we go. So we do have a tornado warning. So if you're just joining us, tornado warning coverage here. Tornado warning for Morrow County. Let me go ahead and turn off. First of all, before we get started here, we go ahead and turn off the lightning count and strikes because that is kind of annoying in the way. So let's go ahead and take a look here. Let's go turn that off. So if you're just joining us here, we are in kind of the center of the state, Morrow County. So we'll go ahead and zoom down here between Delaware and Mansfield. This is where the active tornado warning is right now. So this tornado warning goes until, what do we got, 2:30 p.m. The National Weather Service is stating that a severe thunderstorm capable of producing a tornado was located over Cardington or near Mount Gilead, moving east at 45 miles an hour. Tornado and quarter-size hail are possible. This is radar-indicated rotation right over Mount Gilead right now. You can see the very deep, dark purple in there with some hail. So make sure if you're in this area, okay, if you're in Morrow County, basically it covers the majority of Morrow County, you need to be in your tornado-safe shelter right now. You need to get to the lowest level of your house and put as many walls between you and the outside as possible. That is important. You can cover and make sure you cover your neck and head. We don't want you to come out from that. Sorry, I'm popping up the wrong graphic there. But get to the lowest level of your house and put as many walls between you and the outside as possible. Cover your neck and head. If you're in a mobile home, get out of the mobile home, get into the nearest sturdy structure that you can. So this is what we got going on here for Mount Gilead is kind of the main town metropolis here. Portions of Cardington, even Chesterville, you're in the tornado warning. Kind of flip over here to, I'm going to flip over to our base velocity, kind of show you the winds on what's going on here. Not a very good look at that. Let's switch over to SRV. This is kind of where you're seeing that rotation at, and I'll back it up just a second. Let me go ahead and pop the scan in for just a second. You can kind of see here as I back this up. Let me go ahead and back this up a scan. You'll see where that rotation was before they issued that tornado warning. You kind of see it starting to create right here. Some decent rotation, and then I know on the one scan it coming pretty strong right here. So this is really when they decided to issue that tornado warning, a pretty good return just outside of Cardington with some rotation there, and then the tornado warning was issued. So this is current. Right now, this is the current radar scan. There is some rotation there near Mount Gilead, so you need to make sure that you are, again, in your tornado-safe shelter. This is going to be north of Cardington. The rotation is kind of general, but you can see kind of some embedded rotation right over Mount Gilead there at State Route 61. So make sure, again, you're in your tornado-safe shelter. Kind of zooming back out here, we do have a severe thunderstorm warning for portions of the storm as well, but a pretty decent active little bit of rotation there that we're seeing. If we flip back over to reflectivity, we're also seeing some deep purple and almost black, which means, and it's indicative of some pretty strong hail. Radar is returning the hail size that they're estimating a 1.5 inches of hail possible, and they're saying that's definitely hailing there, and I would agree based on the returns that we got going on. Also looking at something off screen that you can't see, we look at something called normalized rotation, and that is showing some decent rotation, again, kind of right over Mount Gilead, moving into the Mount Gilead area that we're continuing to watch, and we're watching kind of this inflow notch to the backside. Right back here is where we're looking at. Right there on your screen. And sorry, that's in blue, but we're kind of looking at this inflow notch driving it. So the generalized rotation right now is in this general area and or now moving over Mount Gilead. So again, make sure that you are seeking shelter if you're in this, and make sure you get to the lowest level of your house. Cover your neck and head. See if I can move that telestration tool a little bit here. I don't like that color. Let's go ahead and go back to yellow. It's very bright for everybody. And That's still blue. That's not good. Anyway, I'll worry about that in a little bit later. So we do have some active severe thunderstorm warnings that are part of this. We'll look at that here in just a minute. And also going to look here at the, let's see here. Also going to look at the rotation and the track of this storm. So we're watching that fuel here. So I'm going to put it into motion real quick, just kind of show you what's going on. It's moving basically to the northeast. Kind of see that yellow line that I drew. So it's kind of moving in that direction. So moving northeast and kind of fanning out right now. I have to see if they continue that. But let's go ahead and see if we can throw a track on this real quick. And give me 1 second here. That illustration tool's still on. There we go. Of course, it's going to act goofy today. Yeah, of course, it's not acting right. I apologize. I'd like to put a track on it for you, but I can't get that done at the moment. Seems like when I need the tracking feature, it never wants to work for me correctly, so I apologize for that. Let's see if I can clear that. I don't get that either. Come on. Yeah, that's so crazy. Yeah, apologies on that. It is just not working. So anyway, moving northeast right now, kind of flip it into motion for you. And you see a little bit there. Let's see if we can slow that down just a little bit. And you kind of see there near Mount Gilead. Now, I will say we're continuing to watch that pretty decent inflow notch in the back side. So let's go ahead and look at base velocity. Let's look at current here. Kind of see it coming in on the backside, and boy, that's kind of fanning out. Let's look at SRV quick. There's the rotation. So looking at SRV, storm relative velocity. So this is kind of what we're looking at here, just south of Mount Gilead. There's some very broad rotation in this, and there's few areas of rotation. So make sure that you're respecting that polygon if you're in Morrow County. So if you're joining us right now, kind of reset for you, having a little bit of technical problems, apologies. But we are in the center of the state. We do have a tornado warning now that is in effect for Morrow County. If we look here, I'm going to flip over to another product and see if we can't get this to load up out of Columbus. But of course, that doesn't look like it is playing ball with us here today. Let's go ahead and flip back over to our radar site out of Cleveland. And get this going again. There we go. So we do have a couple things coming in here for this. So if you're just joining us, I'll back out to default view. Center of the state, we do have a tornado warning. So if you're in this area for Morrow County, you do have a tornado warning. The National Weather Service says until 2:30 p.m. for northeastern Morrow County. This is capable of producing a tornado located over Mount Gilead, moving east at 45 miles an hour. Tornado and quarter-size hail possible. Again, make sure you get to the lowest level of your house, cover your neck and head. We do have some reports coming in, too, as well, that we do have 1-inch hail reported 2 miles southwest of Mount Gilead. Would totally make sense on this because we have it would just totally make sense because of that severe storm that continues to drop there. And what I mean by that, I'll zoom back in to the area down here in Morrow County, seeing these deep, dark purples that you're looking at. This is definitely some hail, and you got the 1-inch hail marker there as well. So definitely wouldn't be surprised with that storm. You definitely have some decent hail with this and lightning with this as well. We can turn on the lightning as well. Hopefully they're not letting out of school. Hopefully they're keeping them in their safe space. I kind of read that comment quick. But let's turn on the lightning real quick and show you where we got with this storm. Some decent lightning with this along with some hail. So make sure Again, stay inside, get in that tornado safe shelter, cover your neck and head. Got a decent inflow notch on the backside. We'll have to wait and see. I can tell you overall, this has kind of calmed, I wouldn't say calmed down a little bit, but it once is not as strong as it once was. We kind of can back up some of the timeline here. Let me go ahead and back this up. Kind of loop it in. Definitely had some decent rotation when they first issued that tornado warning back here. You kind of see right here, this is where they issued the warning based on this scan right here. But as we continue to move forward here, you kind of see that starting. The tornado warning was issued shortly thereafter, and you can kind of see now it's starting to, and I apologize, that red kind of supersedes it. If we look at another screen here, you can kind of see there that rotation factor. And the latest scan just popped in there. Still decent rotation. So if you're outside of Mount Gilead, Fulton, Chesterville, you need to be in your safe space. Kind of zooming in here to some of these other towns coming up towards Interstate 71. Again, just make sure you're in your tornado safe space at the moment. Watching it on another product off screen, the good thing is we're seeing that classic inflow notch on the backside of the storm, which indicates rotation. Although I'm not seeing anything on what we call correlation coefficient, which is this screen here. This is called correlation coefficient, and this shows us basically a debris ball tracker, if you will. I'm not seeing anything on that, and I'm going to back it up a couple scans on my other software to see if we see anything. There was a little bit of, let's take a look here. I'm looking off screen here. A little bit of something there just to the south west of Mount Gilead, but not sure if that was anything or that was just the kind of the winds on the backside. How this works is, looking at radar, it tells us stuff that shouldn't be there. Now, that could have been hail or something of that effect. But let's go back to reflectivity and show you what we're looking at here. This is this thunderstorm, severe thunderstorm warning, and now tornado warning on this storm. We see this inflow notch right here on the backside. It's a perfect inflow notch here, almost classic here as we're looking at this. And we do have to kind of watch out for some general rotation in this area. Now, they went ahead, as you can see on your screen, and just issued a new severe thunderstorm warning out ahead of this. So we'll have to wait and see. You can hear
a new severe thunderstorm
reading
warning
right now.
Has been issued for Knox, Morrow, and Richland counties in Ohio until 3 p.m.
So they went ahead and issued a new severe thunderstorm warning out ahead of this for the areas just to get ahead of it. Now, whether they continue that tornado warning, I don't know. I'm not 100% sure on that. We'll have to kind of wait and see. But the new severe thunderstorm warning just out ahead of this, again, is for southern Richland County, northeastern Morrow County, northern Knox County, and this goes until 3 o'clock. Again, they're saying 60-mile-an-hour wind gusts, quarter-size hail. They do tag this warning, so this severe thunderstorm warning as tornado possible. At the same time, they went ahead and just canceled the tornado warning. So the tornado warning is now officially canceled. I know it's going to say that on the bottom of your screen, and I apologize for that, but the tornado warning now is canceled. So, and it kind of weakened up. It was a quick spin up, and I'm going to turn off the bottom part of that for you right now. It was a brief spin up that happened, but right now they're saying, hey, there is no rotation now. So they went ahead and canceled, again, the tornado warning for Morrow County. I'm going to go back out here to some of the other ones to kind of give you a bird's eye view of what's going on up here in Cuyahoga County, even in portions of Elyria and Lorain County. We do have some severe storms up your way, so heads up to you. And again, there is a severe thunderstorm watch that is in effect as well that we're continuing to look at right now. So for the purposes of this broadcast,
a new severe thunderstorm
there's another
warning
severe thunderstorm
has been
warning
issued for Morrow County in Ohio until 3 p.m.
So they went ahead and reissued that one that was there as well. So for the purposes of this broadcast, I'm going to end it because the title says tornado warning. I don't want to mislead anybody. But right now, kind of the general consensus is make sure you have a way to receive alerts as we continue to go out through the afternoon, especially if you're out ahead of this. There is a new severe thunderstorm watch. You can kind of see, I just popped it up on your screen. That is portions of the central part of the state. We'll have to see, especially down in the Mid-Ohio Valley towards Chillicothe and Cincinnati and down, not Cincinnati, but down towards Parkersburg and Marietta and those areas. We'll have to kind of wait and see if they decide to issue and extend basically the severe thunderstorm watch. But right now, if you're in this purplish, pinkish box, this goes until 7 o'clock tonight, this severe thunderstorm watch. And again, not expecting a total tornado outbreak of any sorts, but that was one of those brief, rare exceptions where a spin-up could occur, and it was just more of a precautionary measure there because that one scan looked pretty healthy. So with that being said, we're going to wrap up coverage right now. We'll continue to monitor this and come back live as we need to provide updates. But we're here, we're watching these storms. And again, follow us on Ohio News and Weather. You can download our app, Ohio News and Weather, for the latest details. All right, we'll continue to come back live as needed. Thank you for joining us. This is Ohio News and Weather.